Hello and welcome to English Steps. I am so happy you're here with us today for another deep dive.
Yes, welcome everyone. We are really excited to have you listening. I'm the student, here to learn just like you.
And I'm your guide. My job is to help you with the tricky parts of English and to make sure you feel really confident when you speak. And today we are tackling a topic that is honestly a source of anxiety for almost every traveler I know.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Is it that horrible moment you step off a plane and realize you forgot your toothbrush?
No, though that is tragic.
Mm.
I am talking about the moment you walk through those sliding glass doors of a hotel.
Hmm.
You drag your suitcase across the lobby, and you stand in front of the reception desk.
Oh, that moment.
Yeah.
Yes, it feels like an audition.
It does.
You're tired, you probably smell like an airplane, and suddenly you have to perform perfectly in a second language.
Exactly. It's a performance.
Yeah.
And the person behind the desk, they're usually very polite, very professional,
Right.
and they're waiting for you to say the right words.
And that is the scary part. I mean, what if I don't know the right words? What if I say something that makes no sense?
Well, that is exactly why we are here. Today, we are doing a deep dive into the ultimate guide to booking a hotel. And we aren't just going to give you a list of words to memorize. We are going to look at the psychology of that interaction. We're going to look at why we use specific phrases that might seem a little weird.
I love that because honestly, hotel English feels like a secret code sometimes.
It is a code. It is highly specific. It is not the same English you use to order a coffee or, talk to a friend. It has its own rules, its own politeness levels, and its own traps.
Traps. That sounds dangerous.
It can be. I mean, there are phrasing mistakes that students make, very, very common mistakes, that don't just make you sound like a beginner.
Okay.
They can actually ruin your holiday.
Ruin the holiday. That sounds a little dramatic. How can one word ruin a holiday?
Okay, imagine this. You're going on a romantic trip. Maybe it is your honeymoon.
Okay, I'm with you.
You've saved up money for months. You are picturing candlelit dinners and sleeping late in a giant, comfortable bed right next to your partner.
I am picturing it. Sounds lovely.
You get to the front desk, you smile, you use the vocabulary word you think is correct for the room type, you get your key, you go up to the room, you open the door, and you see two tiny single beds on opposite sides of the room.
Oh no, the romantic disaster.
Exactly. You are sleeping 5 meters away from your partner on your honeymoon because you asked for a twin room instead of a double.
That is a tragedy. We have to stop that from happening.
We absolutely do.
Yeah.
That is our mission today. We are going to equip you with the exact words to sound natural, get the room you actually want, and, understand what you're paying for.
I am ready. Please save me from the separate beds.
Okay, let's unpack this. We've structured this deep dive into 3 clear steps. Step 1 is making the reservation.
Okay.
Step 2 is choosing your bed, the most critical part for your romance.
Uh-huh.
And step 3 is amenities and special requests.
That sounds like a solid plan. Let's start at the very beginning. Step 1.
Step 1, making the reservation. Now, I want to ask you a question. If you walked into a hotel right now and you didn't know any hotel English, what would your gut instinct be? How would you ask for a room?
Okay, let me think. If I'm just translating from my own logic, I'm paying money to use a space for a short time. So I would probably say something like, hello, I want to rent a room for sleeping.
I want to rent a room for sleeping. Okay.
Yeah.
Grammatically, that is a perfect sentence. Subject, verb, object, no problem there.
But I hear a but coming.
But if you say that to a native speaker at a hotel reception, they are going to look at you very, very strangely.
Really? Why? I mean, rent means paying to use something, right? I rent a car, rent a bike. Why can't I rent a room?
That is a fantastic question, and it's one of the biggest points of confusion for learners.
Yeah.
Logic says rent should work.
Yeah.
But in English, the verb to rent, especially when we're talking about property like a house or an apartment, it implies something long-term.
Long term, you mean like living there?
Exactly. Renting implies a lease. It implies a landlord and a tenant. It implies you're going to stay for 6 months, maybe a year.
Wow.
So if you walk into a hotel and say, I want to rent a room, it sounds a bit like you want to move in, put up your own pictures, and maybe bring your cat.
I see. So it sounds way too permanent.
It sounds a bit suspicious. It's like you don't understand that a hotel is just for short visits.
Yeah.
The entire hotel industry runs on these time slots. You're not taking possession of the property. You are securing a specific slot of time in their schedule.
Okay, that makes sense. So if I can't use rent, what is the magic verb?
The golden rule of hotels is this. We use the verb to book.
To book. B-O-O-K, like a book you read.
The spelling is exactly the same, and the pronunciation is exactly the same, but the meaning is totally different here.
That is so weird. Why do we use the word for a reading book to talk about a hotel room? Is there a reason?
There is. It's actually a really cool piece of history. If you think back 100 years ago, before computers, before the internet, when you went to a hotel, the receptionist had a giant, heavy, physical book on the desk.
A ledger, like in an old movie.
Yes, a ledger, a registry book. And to secure your room, they had to literally write your name into that book. So you're booking yourself in.
Wow, that makes so much sense. I never knew that. So when I say I want to book a room, I'm basically saying, write my name in your big book.
Exactly. It's a fossil of history that just stuck in the language.
Mm.
So you say, I'd like to book a room.
I'd like to book a room. That already sounds so much more professional.
It does. And if you want to sound even more formal, or perhaps a little more elegant, there is a noun phrase you can use. You can say, I would like to make a reservation.
Make a reservation. Okay, so I have two good options. I'd like to book a room, or I'd like to make a reservation.
Both are perfect. They mean exactly the same thing. You're securing your spot.
Okay, I've got that. No more renting for me. I'm not a tenant. I am a guest.
Precisely.
But once I use the right verb, what are the key details I need to give them?
The most important details are your dates. In hotel language, we don't usually say, I am arriving on Monday and leaving on Wednesday. I mean, you can say that. It's not wrong.
But it's not the pro way.
It's not the pro way. The specific terminology is check-in and check-out.
I see those words on websites all the time. Booking.com, Airbnb, they all use them.
Yes, check-in is the day, and usually the specific time after which you can arrive and get your key. Check-out is the day you have to hand the key back and leave.
Seems simple enough.
It is simple, but it's really important to be precise. For example, if you say, I am staying until Friday, that can be a little ambiguous.
How so?
Does that mean you leave Friday morning? Or does it mean you sleep there Friday night and leave on Saturday morning?
Oh, that is a good point. Ambiguity costs money in hotels.
Exactly. So stick to check-in and check-out. My check-in date is Monday and my check-out date is Wednesday. That's crystal clear.
Okay, so let's put this into a practice sentence for everyone listening.
Yeah.
I want to book a room for 2 nights. Using all the new vocabulary? How do I say that?
Give it a try. Be the confident traveler.
Okay. Shoulders back. Deep breath. Hello. I'd like to book a room for 2 nights, please.
Perfect. I'd like to book a room for 2 nights, please. That is clear, it's polite, and it's completely natural.
It feels good to say it correctly.
Right.
But here's a scenario. What if I am a spontaneous traveler? What if I didn't book online? I just walk in from the street.
Ah, the walk-in. That's a bold move in this day and age, but people definitely still do it.
Right.
If you do that, you need to know a very specific word to ask if they have space.
Can't I just ask, do you have space, or do you have any empty rooms?
You can. It's not wrong. People will understand you. But it's a bit basic. The specific industry word for an empty available room is vacancy.
Vacancy. V-A-C-A-N-C-Y. Vacancy.
Yes. It comes from the same root as the word vacant or vacuum. It implies emptiness.
I think I've seen neon signs in old movies that say no vacancy.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
classic motel sign. If the no is lit up in red, you have to keep driving.
Yeah.
If just vacancy is lit up, you can come on in.
So how would I ask this as a question to the receptionist? Do I say, is there a vacancy?
Usually we make it plural,
Mm.
just because we hope they have more than one choice left for us.
Mm.
So you would say, do you have any vacancies for this weekend?
Do you have any vacancies for this weekend? Okay, that sounds very sophisticated. Much better than, do you have space?
It shows, the terminology.
Yeah.
It's a small thing, but it helps. Now, we have to talk about a grammar trap. This is a tiny preposition issue, but it catches almost every single student I have ever taught.
Oh no, I hate grammar traps. Prepositions are the worst. In, on, at, by. It always feels like a guessing game.
It feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This one happens when you arrive at the hotel and you want to tell them your name so they can find your booking.
Okay. My name's Smith. That's easy.
Yes. But how do you introduce your reservation? Most students translate this directly from their own language. In Spanish, French, Portuguese, Italian, the structure is usually in the name of. So they say, I have a room in my name.
I have a room in my name. That sounds logical to me. The room belongs to me. It is in my name.
It sounds totally logical, but in English, for this specific situation, it's incorrect. We don't say the reservation is in your name. We say the reservation is under the name.
Under, like physically. The reservation is sitting underneath my name. That's a strange image.
It is. And to remember this, I want you to go back to that visualization of the big book, that ledger, or even think of a filing cabinet.
Okay, I am visualizing a filing cabinet from an old office.
Imagine a list of names in alphabetical order. Your name, Smith, is the header. It's the title at the top of the file, where all the details of your reservation, your room number, your dates.
They're written underneath the header.
Exactly. They are filed under the main category, which is your name.
Okay. That actually helps me visualize it. I am the category, and my booking information is under me.
Exactly. So you say, I have a reservation under the name Smith.
I have a reservation under the name Smith. Not in, but under. Okay, I need to burn that into my brain.
It's a small detail, but it's one of those things that native speakers notice immediately. If you say, in my name, we understand you perfectly, but we also know you're translating.
Right.
If you say under the name, you sound like a native. It's seamless.
I want to sound like a native. Under the name. I will remember that.
You're doing great. We've
Okay.
covered the verb for booking, the word for availability, and the tricky name phrase.
I feel like I could actually walk up to the desk now without my heart pounding.
That is the goal. But before we move on to step 2, which is the bedroom danger zone, I want to check if everyone is really paying attention.
Uh-oh. Is it time for a test?
It is time for a pop quiz.
I love a quiz. It keeps us on our toes.
Okay, listeners, I hope you are ready. I'm going to ask you a question based on what we just discussed. I want you to answer it out loud wherever you are, in the car, at the gym, or washing the dishes.
Don't be shy. Shout it out.
Here is the question. Imagine you walk into a hotel without a reservation. You want to know if they have an empty room for you. What is the specific industry word you use? Do you ask for a renting space, or do you ask for a, what is that word? I'll give you 5 seconds. 5 seconds of silence. Okay, time is up. Did you get it?
I certainly did. The answer is vacancy.
Correct. Vacancy. Do you have any vacancies? If you got that right, well done. You are one step closer to mastering hotel English.
And if you got it wrong, don't worry. That's why we're here at English Steps. Just remember, vacancy equals empty room.
Exactly. Now let's move to step 2. This is the part I warned you about in the intro. Choosing your bed.
The romantic disaster scenario. I'm still stressed about the idea of sleeping in separate beds on my honeymoon.
It is a valid fear, and it happens all the time because the vocabulary is a little bit counterintuitive if you're not used to it.
Okay, guide me through this. I want to sleep in the same bed as my partner. What do I ask for?
Yeah, okay. There are generally 3 main terms you will hear. Double, king, and twin.
Okay. Double, king, twin. Let's break them down.
Let's start with double. A double room or a double bed refers to one bed. It is designed for 2 people.
Okay. One bed, 2 people. That makes sense. Double implies 2 people.
It does. But here's where you need to be a little careful with your expectations. A standard double bed, especially in the UK or in older European hotels, can be quite small. It's often only about 135 centimeters wide.
135 centimeters for 2 full-grown adults. That is cozy.
Cozy is a very polite word for you will be elbowing each other in the face all night.
Okay, so a double gets me 1 bed, but it might be a bit small.
It might be. If you want more space, if you really want to stretch out like a starfish, you want to ask for a king-size bed.
King size, that sounds regal.
It is. A king is usually 150 to 180 centimeters wide. It's one bed for 2 people, but with that luxury space.
Okay, so double or king is safe for a couple.
Yes. Now, here comes the problem. The word twin.
Twin. Okay, let's use logic again. Twins are 2 people, a pair. So does a twin room mean a bed for a pair of people?
No. And this is the trap. This is where the honeymoon gets ruined. Twin beds means 2 separate single beds in the same room.
Oh, I see why that is so confusing. Twin sounds like it's for a couple.
It is for a pair of people, but a pair of people who do not want to touch each other while they're sleeping.
Right.
Like 2 friends traveling together, or colleagues on a business trip, or maybe a parent and child.
I see. So the word twin refers to the beds themselves being identical twins, 2 separate things.
Exactly. So if you go on your romantic holiday and ask for a twin room,
I will walk into the room and see a bed against the left wall and another bed against the right wall with a big, sad, empty house in the middle.
and you will spend your romantic holiday shouting, "Good night,"
Yeah.
across the room to each other.
That is definitely not what I want.
So the warning is very clear. Don't ask for a twin room unless you want separate beds.
I will remember that. Double means 1 bed for 2. Twin means 2 beds for 2.
Precisely. Now, there's another little detail about beds that more experienced travelers know about. Have you ever heard of the Hollywood twin?
The Hollywood twin. No. Is that when George Clooney is in your room?
I wish. No, a Hollywood twin is a trick that some hotels use. It's when they take two single beds and just push them together to make one king bed.
Oh, I hate that. Because there is always that crack in the middle.
The crack of doom. You roll into the middle of the bed and you just fall into the hole.
Yes.
So if you are really particular about that, you can actually ask the receptionist, is it a proper double mattress or is it two singles pushed together?
That is a pro-level question. Is it a proper double mattress? I am noting that down.
Now, there is another very important room feature we need to discuss. It's about the bathroom.
The bathroom. Surely every hotel room has a bathroom.
You would be surprised, especially in budget hotels, hostels, or older guest houses in Europe. Sometimes the bathroom is down the hall and you have to share it with other guests.
Oh no, I do not want to be walking down a corridor in my towel at midnight meeting strangers.
Exactly. So you need to know the magic word, which is ensuite.
Ensuite. That sounds French.
It comes from French, yes. Ensuite means something like in sequence or following. In hotel English, an ensuite is a room that has its own private bathroom attached to it. You enter the bathroom from inside your bedroom.
Okay, that is definitely a requirement for me. I need an ensuite, no question.
So let's put all of this together into the perfect phrase. Imagine you're booking that romantic trip. You want one big bed and you want a private bathroom. You want no surprises. How do you say it?
Okay, let me build the sentence. I'll be polite. We would like a double room with an ensuite bathroom, please.
Perfect. We'd like a double room with an ensuite bathroom, please. If you say that, you will get exactly what you want. No drama.
That feels very empowering. I know exactly what I'm ordering. It's like being at a restaurant. If you know the menu, you get a good meal.
Exactly. If you just guess, you might end up with something you can't eat. Or in this case, a bed you can't sleep in.
Okay, so we have booked the room in step 1. We've secured the big bed and the private bathroom in step 2. What's next?
Step 3 is about amenities and special requests. This is where you get the extra value from your stay and make it more comfortable.
Amenities. That's a fancy word. I hear it a lot in travel ads. World-class amenities.
It is a lovely word. Amenities basically just means the extra facilities or features that make the hotel comfortable and convenient.
So what counts as an amenity?
Things like a swimming pool, a gym, a spa, a business center with printers, or even just a free coffee machine in the lobby.
I love a hotel with a good pool. It makes me feel like I'm on vacation, even if I'm there for a business trip.
Me too. But the important part here is you need to know if these things are included in the price or if you have to pay extra.
Yes. I do not want a surprise on my bill. That quick swim in the pool cost you $50.
Exactly. So you could ask, is the pool free? And that's fine. Everyone understands the word free. But in the hotel world, free can sound a bit cheap.
Cheap.
It just lacks a bit of elegance. Hotels like to make you feel special, like they are giving you a gift, so they use a different word. They say complimentary.
Complimentary. Oh, I like that word. It sounds expensive.
It does sound expensive, but it actually means you pay zero. It is a compliment from the hotel to you. It's their gift.
I definitely prefer complimentary to free. It sounds so much classier.
Is the champagne complimentary?
Exactly. You're getting the hang of it. Or a more realistic question for most of us might be, is the Wi-Fi complimentary?
That is the most important question in the modern world. If the Wi-Fi isn't complimentary, I am not staying there.
Let's practice that. Is the Wi-Fi complimentary?
Is the Wi-Fi complimentary? Nice. It rolls off the tongue.
Now, talking about money and bills, there's one more term that often scares people. It usually happens right when you're checking in. You hand them your credit card, and they say, we just need to take an incidental deposit. Incidental deposit. That sounds very serious and official.
It sounds legal. And then suddenly you get a notification on your phone that the hotel has taken, say, $200 from your account.
Wait, what? Are they charging me more money? I thought I already paid for the room online.
This is where a lot of students panic. They think they're being scammed. But it's standard procedure. It's not a charge. It is a hold.
A hold? What is the difference?
A charge takes the money away from you forever. A hold just freezes the money. It sits there, frozen, just in case.
Just in case of what?
Just in case you break the TV. Or you smoke in a non-smoking room. Or, and this is the big one, you raid the mini bar.
The mini bar. The tiny little fridge with the $10 chocolate bar.
Exactly. Incidentals means extra small things that might happen. If you check out and you haven't destroyed the room or drunk all the expensive vodka, they release the hold.
So I get the money back.
Yes. The transaction usually just disappears from your statement a few days later. It costs you nothing in the end.
That is really good to know. I think if someone asked me for an incidental deposit and I saw money move on my account, I would probably argue with them.
Many people do, but now you know. It's just safety money for the hotel.
Okay, I feel better about that. No panic at the desk.
Finally, let's look at how to ask for things politely. We call these question phrases. You want to be polite but direct.
Okay, give me some examples.
Well, breakfast, the most important meal of the day, especially in a hotel.
Agreed. I love a good hotel buffet. The tiny sausages, the little boxes of cereal.
But is it included? Or is it $30 extra?
Good point. How do I ask?
You ask, is breakfast included in the price?
Is breakfast included in the price? Simple. I like it.
And what about when you leave? The standard checkout time is usually around 11 a.m. But what if your flight isn't until the evening? Or what if you just want to sleep late?
I always want to sleep late. 11 a.m. is just too early on a Sunday.
You can ask for a late checkout.
How do I ask for that politely? I don't want to sound like I'm demanding it.
Use the verb request. It sounds formal and polite. You say, could we request a late checkout?
Could we request a late checkout?
That sounds very nice. It's hard to say no to that.
Exactly. They might say yes, they might say no, or they might say yes for an extra $20. But at least you know how to ask correctly.
I feel like I have a whole new vocabulary here. It's amazing.
You do. Think about where we started. You were going to walk in and say, I want to rent a sleeping room.
And now I am saying, I'd like to book a king-size room with an ensuite. And could we please request a late checkout?
The transformation is incredible. You sound like a VIP traveler.
I feel like a VIP.
It really makes a difference to your confidence, doesn't it? When you know the script, you can relax and just enjoy the holiday.
Absolutely. So we've covered a lot of ground today. Can we do a quick recap for the listeners just to lock it in?
I think that's a great idea. Why don't you give us a rapid-fire summary? What are the 3 biggest takeaways from today? Okay, let's see if I learned my lesson. Takeaway number 1, the golden rule. We say book or make a reservation. We never, ever say rent unless we plan to live there for a year.
Perfect. What's number 2?
Takeaway number 2, the bed trap. If I want to cuddle, I ask for a double or a king. If I want separate beds for my friend and me, I ask for a twin.
Excellent. And the last one.
And takeaway number 3, the vocabulary upgrades. Vacancy means an empty room, and the best word in the world, complimentary, means free.
That is a perfect summary. If you just remember those 3 things, book, double versus twin, and complimentary, you will survive any hotel reception in the world.
And you won't end up sleeping on a tiny bed across the room from your partner while staring at a bill for Wi-Fi you thought was free.
Exactly. You will travel like a pro.
Hey, before we go, I want to remind everyone listening, if you found this helpful, if you feel just a little bit more confident about your next trip, please make sure you subscribe to English Steps.
Yes. Please hit that follow button on your podcast app right now. We have so many more of these deep dives coming up. We're going to cover restaurants, airports, job interviews, everything you need to master real-world English.
It's the best way to keep learning with us, and we love having you here.
Now, we like to end every deep dive with a question for you. We want to hear from you in the comments or just have you think about this for yourself.
Yes, and today's question is about those amenities we discussed.
The question is, what is the most important hotel amenity for you personally?
Ooh, good question. The deal breaker. What's the one thing a hotel must have?
Is it a free breakfast? Is it a beautiful swimming pool? Or is it super fast complimentary Wi-Fi?
That is tough. For me, honestly, it's the breakfast. If I see a waffle machine, I am a happy man.
See, for me, it has to be the Wi-Fi. If I can't stream my shows or check my email easily, I feel a little lost.
Yeah.
But we want to know what you think.
Let us know. And thanks so much for listening, everyone.
Yes, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Good luck with your next booking and safe travels. Goodbye.